Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ESO Squadcast. My name is Jax, and I'm your host. Again, as last time, the other one isn't here. Might as well just replace her at this point. And today, we are joined by LaserTazor for the third time,
Hello, everyone.
and Volteer, also for the third time.
Greetings.
And we have GanxolGaming with his first appearance on the podcast.
Hello, everyone.
That is
Also,
how I
it's
say it,
Gonzol.
right? Ganxol.
Gonzol, yes.
Gonzo, right, yeah. And
Yes.
TheBen, a late addition to the podcast.
Hi.
Hello. Alright.
Hello.
So, our first topic we're going to be talking about today is the future of the Elder Scrolls and Fallout franchises suggested to us by Gonzol. So, take it away, my dude.
Thank you, my good sir. So, as a basic, I guess, flatline for it, it's kind of weird with the way they're going, because with Elder Scrolls and Fallout, with all the new stuff from the two, there's a lot new mechanics that can be introduced to both sides. For example, the settlement facility that you have in Fallout, could they implement something like that into the next Skyrim game, or not Skyrim, Elder Scrolls game? Would that be interesting?
That would actually be really awesome. I'd play the shit out of that. Now, that's actually interesting because one of the topics suggested by Ben was actually what new mechanics could they introduce into Elder Scrolls 6. So we might as well combine those topics here.
Or bring back in the case of some of the mechanics from Oblivion.
Like what? I haven't played Oblivion.
Personally, I'd like it if they brought back like the attribute and the minor and major skill things. I like that.
Right.
That would be cool, but with the way they kind of like condensed some of it, it did make sense in some ways. For mysticism, I did enjoy it in Oblivion, but if you're to implement it in Skyrim now, it doesn't really work that well.
How so?
Maybe condense mysticism into something else, but still maintain the major and that'd be good. That'd be a good thing, in my opinion.
Was mysticism like a different magic category?
I think it was like absorb magic and things like, I don't know, maybe like detect life, I think?
Right.
I don't know if that's what it is, but I believe that is.
So, how would a building mechanic like Fallout's work in the Elder Scrolls? I mean, would it have dedicated settlements where you can only build in certain areas, or would you just be able to build everywhere?
I feel like
I think that could work as if it's colonization of Akavir, but
Oh shit, that's pretty good.
I mean, considering, well, I think this will go more into the next topic, but with the Empire, since it is a colony based, you might go into like the system where you would be building settlements and starting imperial forts or stuff like that, or depending on which side you're on during the conflict, maybe defenses for the other side, and it just sort of does like what you do in Fallout, build a little army of your own. And
I just had a glorious idea, because you know how in every game you start out as a prisoner, more or less?
Essentially, yeah.
What if the premise is basically turning Akavir into the Empire's version of Australia?
Oh shit!
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
I think you're talking about
cool.
Black March right there.
And also, what they if it isn't an Akavir, they could make it so you can take over bandit camps and turn that into settlements for like NPCs as well.
But then the bandits won't be able to respawn
Oh yeah, it's true.
because you'd be
That would mess
taking
up a lot
over
of
their
games.
things.
And maybe it could just be certain ones like close to a town, so you can just expand the towns.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Taser,
Outpost.
care to give your thoughts?
I'm not really into this, but yeah, it could be a very good idea. Like, be sort of like at the half yourself, and then it gets populated and stuff. It's a really good idea.
The thing that'd be cool about doing it in Akavir is like if you had to like make sure that your forts and villages were defended, because like it'd be cool if like if you didn't defend them, then the Akavirians would like attack and destroy them and kill everyone. and so you have to kind of like maintain them all.
See, I'm fine with the building system as long as there's not an achievement for that, because it took me forever to get that achievement in Fallout.
There's an achievement for building in Fallout?
Yeah, no, not all of them. You just have to get 100% happiness, and that took probably about a week.
That took me about 4 hours after I found an exploit.
Damn.
Of course, that was an exploit.
So
It still counts.
So what do you reckon from Skyrim would work in Fallout?
I feel, I mean, the way they did their skill point system, it was kind of interesting, but the way it's done in Oblivion and Skyrim, or more so in like the old Fallout 3 in comparison, it would be interesting
perks
to
and
do
skill
like
level
that.
ups. That they should go back to that.
Right, so replace the Fallout skill and perk system with the Elder Scrolls one.
Or you can go back to like the New Vegas system.
How did that
Honestly,
work?
though, if you took like the Fallout 4 version and took it into the Elder Scrolls, that might be an interesting concept because it sets the groundwork for you to sort of build your character more like a traditional like D&D sheep character.
Yeah, that's true. And so that's it? Nothing else from Skyrim will be good in Fallout?
I mean,
as long as they don't add the voice acting they did in Fallout 4.
Yeah,
that would be...
Only keep voice acting to the NPCs.
Yep.
Exactly.
That also brings up the topic, would it be better to bring back these sort of listed style options? Because I did enjoy some of the dialogue options with 4, but going back to like that original block text, you choose it, that would be really good, considering that would bring back all those sort of moral decisions that would influence the game, which isn't really that present.
Should be brought back.
Yeah, plus that gives, more replayability to see what happens if you choose different options. Like, after I played Fallout 4 once, I didn't want to go back to it because there's nothing to do.
Until the DLCs, but that's a different story.
Yeah, but I never got the DLCs.
Far Harbor. Just Far Harbor.
I didn't even finish the main quest in Fallout 4. It was just so boring. I couldn't play it.
Yeah. I still haven't played any of the other Fallout 4, so I don't even know what I'm missing out on.
The thing with the Fallout 4 campaign is that it's technically someone else's story, not your own story.
Yeah.
So you don't have as much investment in it.
I like to think it's funny how it's technically a reverse of Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Minor spoilers for anyone who hasn't played the game by now.
It's been out long enough. Spoilers don't really matter.
Yeah, go for it.
Plus, who wants to play it?
I mean, I don't know. When you get to shoot people with teddy bears, that's always fun.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Alright, so I think that...
Wait.
Oh, yep.
Quick question. Did they ever bring back a variation of the experimental Merv or no? If you don't know what that is, it was the mini nuke shotgun that fired 8 at once.
Oh,
that
God,
sounds
that
broken.
thing. No, it's broken, but it's broken in a bad way because half the time you blow yourself up. Especially in bats.
Alright, so let's move on to the next one now. Also from Ganxol. What will happen in the next Elder Scrolls and Fallout games? Let's start with Fallout. What's happening in Fallout 5?
Well, one sec. Let me pull up my notes.
I mean, they could make it in another country and see what, expand on what's happening in the rest of the world.
That is exactly what I want. Give us Fallout 5 in Australia, please.
But Australia, I feel like Australia would just not be affected at all.
Honestly, that's
I
Mad
don't think
Max
Australia
right
was
there.
involved in the war at all.
Yeah, or like New Zealand, they would have just been like, okay, there's nuclear winter. What do we do about this?
Just
I feel
anywhere
like
other than
in
America would be fine by me.
Yeah.
The only other place that might be reasonable would be China or somewhere in Canada, maybe.
Canada might be interesting with Anchorage, but the thing with Fallout, though, it's always been sort of that post-apocalypse America, so that would be kind of interesting to do the difference between the two.
Maybe in more like Southern America, like maybe like Texas or the area around Florida.
Ooh, yeah.
California and Florida would be interesting. Florida, because I'm repping that state patriotism, but with Florida, with
And
that
massive,
Fallout,
massive ass gators.
Yeah, Gator Claws 2.0, just like massive. But what would be interesting is that a lot of stuff that was highlighted in Fallout 4 would be kind of interesting because, for example, the Gunners, Colonel Cypress, I think he was mentioned, but he wasn't exactly present in the game. And the Gunners, it's not just in the Commonwealth there in Boston. There seem to be everywhere. So that would be kind of interesting to have a more gunner-based sort of antagonist, sort of kind of like against the Brotherhood of Steel in a way, because they've done that before, and it would be an interesting topic to bring up again.
Mm-hmm.
Care to weigh in, Taser? You haven't said much.
Yeah, no, I haven't said much because I haven't actually played any of the Fallout games, and I have basically done like the first quest in Oblivion and never played it again, so I don't really have much to say on it.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same with
Yeah,
me.
I've only played Fallout 4.
I played Fallout 3,
played
but it was so long ago.
And Fallout New Vegas.
Another thing would also be kind of like the synths, because depending on how you play the game, they may still make them, but that would also then, well, I guess it's kind of set that the Minutemen ending sort of the main ending, but what will happen to all those extra synths that escape the Institute? That would be interesting, because I mean, there's not going to be any more, and they're not going to age. So I mean,
or maybe they can do it where one of them was like, "Yo, I want more synths," and they basically became a new Institute.
that sounds sort of like the Master from like the original games with their super mutants, which is interesting because now we kind of got a cure for the super mutant virus, the FEV virus from Virgil. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he can't exactly leave where he is now.
True, but someone could find his notes and sort of make like a pseudo version, so they get like half human, half super mutant, sort of like hybrids.
God, you have literal Hulks in that sense.
Exactly.
Oh God.
That could actually end up producing what the FEV was initially supposed to create.
So basically, it'll just take the werewolf from Skyrim and turn it into the Hulk.
Oh God! I forgot his name. Strong would really appreciate that, or disagree, because you would be taking away from the essence of a super mutant in a way.
All right, let's.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when you like try to give the cure to Virgil when you have Strong with you, he'll like be why would you not want to be a mutant? And, like he gets really pissed off.
Yes, he does.
Okay, let's move on to Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls, just so me and Taser can actually kind of join in. So, Elder Scrolls 6, what's going to happen? Taser, you take it away.
This one's going to be kind of tricky because concerning the timeline from the original game, they took around 6, with the longest being between Morrowind and Daggerfall, which was 22 years. They just did a complete like overhaul in the timeline, because Oblivion ended in 433, which was of the Third Era, which is kind of where it ends, and then it goes into the Fourth Era because Martin. But Skyrim's 200 years after that, so really it depends on how far into the future they want to go with this game, because it's shown that they're not consistent with their time skips.
Honestly,
so, I mean,
I want it set like 3 months after Skyrim.
Oh, that would be cool. But like maybe in most likely it's gonna be in Valenwood from what I've heard, but in Hammerfell would be interesting because maybe it could, the Stormcloaks be trying to get help from the rebellion in Hammerfell, and it could be based on war with the Thamor.
See, except that's what I want. I want to see them, instead of just skipping hundreds of years and giving us a lore book to explain what happened, I want to actually finish the whole Empire Dominion conflict in the next game. And so,
But then that would also bring up the topic, who actually wins the war? Which most people are, it's like a 50-50. Half of you want it, half of you want it the other way. I say you, but we.
And no one wants it Aldemiri way.
some
No
people
one
do.
does.
Those are the weird ones.
Freaking high elves.
Yeah,
We did
so
not
I
discuss those
reckon,
people.
Personally, I want to see it in Elsewhere, and I want it to be the story of how the Khajiit turn on the Aldmeri Dominion.
Yes.
I would love that, but I feel like they would screw up the lore so badly.
Yeah, they probably
You know
would.
Howard.
But
But ideally, that would be the best one.
and they should make it like they should make it like the result of the end of Skyrim. Like, I want the Civil War to have like an impact on the Aldmeri Dominion and Empire War, and then see that play out in the 6th game.
What I would find pretty interesting is that we actually have it in Somerset Isles, and we go in as like an agent that has to go around, see what's making the Aldemeri be the bastards they are, and actually bring them down from the inside. That would be pretty interesting.
That could be a DLC.
It could.
An entire DLC for Somerset Isles. Be so big.
If it isn't Valenwood, that could very well be a DLC for that.
Or High Rock. Well, though I guess Valenwood would probably be the more obvious choice out of the two.
Because it's a hell of a lot closer.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't understand
And
all
that's
the hype
kinda
around
where-
Valenwood.
See, what Bethesda could do to, like, dodge the question of who won the Civil War, they could make it so it's going on during the Civil War, like the same time period. And you can just, like, hear NPCs, like, mention, oh, yeah, the dragons are, still... So it's kind of just dodging all the questions about all the factions.
Okay, bit of a tangent here. Something that absolutely has to happen in Elder Scrolls 6, if it is set kind of close after Skyrim, is the dragons move out of Skyrim. And so, because they're free from Alduin now, right, they can kind of do their own thing, and so they wouldn't be as prominent as they are in Skyrim, but I think it would be cool to be able to, like, happen across the occasional one in,
Yeah, like
Valenwood.
maybe...
What if some end up joining the war effort on either side?
What was that?
What would be...
Some dragons. What if some dragons end up joining the war effort, be it on the side of the Dominion or on the side of the Empire?
Oh, damn.
Oh, yeah, that would be interesting.
I think they're more in line with the Empire, because dragons did fight for the Empire at one point with Tiber Septim, the ruby red dragon, of course, being the most prominent one.
But if the Stormcloak ending is canon and the Dragonborn does side with them, well, it would be logical that the dragons would, side with the Stormcloaks and the Resistance. And what could happen is they could redo the dragon riding system and make it like the highest rankings, get like a dragon ride, and where you can actually control the dragon and not just fly in circles.
That would be sick.
Cool.
I know.
That would probably only be plausible if the Greybeard side of the Parthenax problem was canon, because I don't see them doing that if we kill Parthenax.
Yeah, I'd never kill Parthenax.
Who kills
Neither.
Parthenax?
Who killed
Anyone-
Mario Man? No one.
Mario.
Unless they're an evil bastard.
Unless they want Blade's armor, and in that case, you're not dumb. I mean, you are dumb.
I just grab it before I do all the quests because it's technically
me
not
too.
stealing.
Taser.
But in that, I mean,
Sorry.
I enjoy the Blades. I just don't enjoy Delphine because Esbern's kind of got some sense in a way.
Yeah, I like Asgard.
Everyone's chill. Delphine's a bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
Taser.
much.
No other way around it. She's a total bitch.
I want Taser to talk now, alright? You've said nothing. Give us your opinions.
On ES6,
Yes, Elder Scrolls 6. Just talk about whatever.
well, I want it to be the same as you in Elsewhere. I want it to be Khajiit everywhere, and I want it to be the Khajiit turning against the
Yes.
Dominion.
Fuck yes.
Maik likes this.
And then maybe you get to actually meet the Dragonborn as your character. Maybe it might be a bit difficult, but it might have to be like a canon Nord Dragonborn that you meet.
I had a fun idea about a quest for that, where everyone thinks the Dragonborn was killed by the Talmor, and then you like stumble across him like randomly and elsewhere, and he like doesn't remember who he is.
Our hero.
The thing
Oh
about
yeah, like he doesn't remember who he is, and you like can convince him to fight for whatever side you're on.
That would be
interesting.
sick to have him
Yeah.
as a follower or something.
Oh, that would actually be terrifying if they managed to convince him to work for the Thalmor. Oh god.
Yeah,
God.
Oh god.
yeah.
That
I
actually
thought it
brings
was
up the
a fun idea
quest-
for a quest.
That brings up the question: would our character be Dragonborn in the new one? Because I don't see them implementing the same system
Nah.
twice.
Because I
No.
mean that's like Skyrim. That is what Skyrim's based around. Like it would just not make sense if they did the exact same thing in the next game. It's like putting Oblivion gates in the next game, even though the Oblivion Crisis is over.
There are textures for Oblivion Gates, though.
Yeah.
From Open Cities, from what you can, if you use Open Cities, you can see there is actually textures and models for them.
That would also bring up the question: who would you kind of consider to be the next big baddie? Because we had going through just going back the past few games, we had Demora, Maroon's Dagon, and now we just had the literal World Eater. So who would be the really next big baddie we'd have to fight?
It
I mean,
would
if it
be-
stays on the
War, it
topic
would be the Dominion, or the one in charge of the Dominion.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Yes, the
mean-
leader of the Talmor would be the next bad guy.
Yeah.
Or leaders, because it could be a
Also,
council.
do you guys know the true plan of the Thalmor?
Oh yeah,
To
yeah. I knew you
destroy
wanted
the-
to bring this up.
Yeah. They want to destroy the idea of man. That's one of the reasons why they're, or at least the higher ups. That's one of the reasons why they are banning the worship of Talos. And
Yeah,
there's
one-
some not. It's kind of canon, and it's kind of on the line of canon and not canon. But they're destroying these things called towers, and it's kind of based on the towers, like the Cyrodiil Tower, hold up the world, and most of them are already gone. And the Thalmor want to bring down these towers and recreate the world in their image without man, and that could possibly be, if Bethesda makes it like fully canon, the like main story of the 6th game, and you have to stop them from destroying the world.
The last time though, I wonder how they would do that though, seeing as it's technically an event in history as the tower and the stone
Yeah.
said. How would they destroy that?
No idea.
They make a pact with the devils.
They could figure out a possible way of time travel and prevent the event from occurring, but
I mean, we already
Magic.
time traveled once, so I mean, why not do it again?
Yeah.
not in. Actually, yeah, you do with the mask. With the
And
wooden
the Zelda
mask,
scroll.
you're time traveling away.
And with the Elder Scroll, you kind of time travel.
No, that's just
kinda not.
looking into the
Ah,
past.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but the wooden mask is 100% time travel. Like you go to the room
Yeah,
and you can touch things.
Yeah, but the wooden mask doesn't exactly. I don't know if this is just a game
I think it's more
mechanic, but it
anchored
doesn't.
to a certain point in time.
Yeah. It doesn't exactly, and it's only one place as well.
Yeah, but it is
Yeah.
time travel.
True. So if the Thalmor could, steal a mask and harvest that power somehow, it's
Or maybe
magic.
reverse engineer it.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That would. Oh god.
That'd be terrifying, actually. Holy shit.
You know, it'd be fun if they did do that, like a time travel based game. Just have an Easter egg where there's like a fall, like the futures fall out.
Actually, that would be kind of a good point, because what if you could actually go back and actually meet Tiber Septim himself? That would be cool.
Dang.
Oh, that'd be
That would
fucking
be
awesome.
sick.
That would be pretty nice.
And then we get to decide what color his hair is, because apparently that's a topic, a real topic.
That's a
What?
topic of what color is Harris.
Some people think he's blonde. Some people think he's a
I
ginger.
always
Some
imagine.
people it's just
when
white.
I think Tiber Septim. I don't know why. I always imagine he was a redhead.
That's my thoughts.
I don't
Why
know
is that a
why.
thing?
I've never really.
Because it's part of his whole what race is he really sort of debacle.
Wasn't
Is he a Nord? Is he an Altmoran?
Is he
mean-
an Imperial?
He better.
He was an
not be.
Imperial.
The Skyrim's for the Nords.
Tamriel is for the Nords.
Everyone can agree that he is one of the humanoid races, or one of the human
Yeah,
races.
yeah. If he's a Khajiit or like an Argonian, that's just
That'd be
gonna
like people be calling bullshit on that so hard.
Yeah.
It'd be the next Battlefront 2.
Oh god.
For the on the topic of time travel though, what if one of the major quests is actually making sure that the time isn't interrupted?
Yeah,
and
instead
interrupts are not
of
caused.
instead of like dragon shouts and like dragons, how that's the main focus of Skyrim. It could be like you have the power to time travel now, and that could be like the next cool mechanic that they could add.
Well, I mean, oh shoot, I forgot their name. The Sijic monks are back in a way, so I mean,
Oh yeah,
That is
true.
true. Ooh.
Oh, if we had like a Aldmeri Dominion based game, they would have to show
What
up.
if the Physics are part of the main campaign in the next game?
Yeah.
Oh dang.
That could actually get the time travel thing working. It's your job to prevent a paradox of like the assassination of Tiber Septim or something like that. Your job to prevent that.
Yeah, and you could like go back in time to like some other major events, like maybe like
Yeah, and-
Alduin and the Dovahkiin fighting, like just all
Or
kinds
even-
of
or-
major events,
Yeah,
but not really alter them. Just like get to see them and help, maybe.
Mhm. Yeah.
because I mean,
That's
they,
another way they can do a Days of Future Past and just rewrite all the mistakes they made in the lore.
Yeah.
I mean, they
That's
do.
true.
That is true.
It could be considered like a soft reset for the series.
Exactly. That's
I mean,
pretty
I
good.
like Days of Future Past, so I wouldn't care.
Holy shit! This is actually a really good idea. If Bethesda or people at Bethesda are listening to this,
That's funny.
I doubt it.
Just,
it's unlikely. If
just be careful because we don't want this to become the next Warlords of Draenor because everyone knows how that went down.
Well, what was that?
Basically, WoW's version of a time travel, and it's like it. Don't go into it. It's bad.
it got bullshit quick.
Although, don't they now hold the Eye of Magnus, and that thing is like beyond even Daedric?
Oh yeah, I think I read somewhere that that's what Kano was trying to do is just speed up, making the world anew for the Thalmor. They're gonna stop that.
Makes you wonder why there wasn't just like thousands of Talmor at the College of Winterhold waiting for you. You'd think they'd
Well,
like want to grab that.
Yeah, that's true. Who knows?
All right, let's move on now. Let me just take a look at these topics here. All right, who is morally better, the Thieves Guild or the Dark Brotherhood?
See, I've always hated the Dark Brotherhood. I've always been pro Thieves Guild, but if you really try to look at it from a moral perspective, I mean, it depends on the Dark Brotherhood. Dark Brotherhood killing for money. The thieves, it really depends on who they're robbing. If they're robbing, poor people, then obviously they're not too great. But most of the time, you're robbing like the rich. So,
Robbing the poor goes against their codes. I mean,
yeah.
the
So
thing.
I've got to agree with
The
that
thing-
there.
Yeah, and
because,
you like murder beggars. You murder beggars in some of the Dark Brotherhood assassinations. So
Yeah, because the Dark Brotherhood, they're like, isn't like a thing where they can't refuse a contract.
Yeah, they can't refuse the contract.
And
They
so
have
they-
to carry out it.
Yeah, so they just kill everyone for money.
But
And,
that
like,
also brings up.
water.
With the exception of Astrid, the thing with the Dark Brotherhood is they do stick to their tenets.
That is true.
Yeah, but
And
most of the
also,
Dark Brotherhood is dead now.
when you look at the two, though, with the Thieves Guild, they're more like a chaotic neutral. But with the Dark Brotherhood, they're like a
Lawful
pure
evil.
neutral. They don't care.
I think that,
Lawful
with the
evil.
exception of Astrid, I'd say the Dark Brotherhood is more of a lawful evil organization.
Yeah, definitely.
They have strict tenets that they are to follow. The only exception to that was Astrid, but again, she was a bitch.
And we rectify that anyways.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just with or without the clown, that's all your choice.
Yeah.
Mm,
The clown.
the clown.
Yes, sir, you.
I just want to say, fuck Cicero.
Yes, agreed. I
Why?
hate him.
'Cause he's a
I
fucking,
know he's funny afterwards. I just can't handle him.
he's a creepy little
His
cunt.
voice. Yeah.
I keep him alive for the aspect that I don't want to take care of the body. He's willing to take care of the body. Let him take care of the body.
Oh yeah, I never think about that.
True.
I feel
I'm
sort
not. I'm not putting oil on that body.
of.
It's bad enough getting in there with it.
I never even. I don't even like the Dark Brother questline because they have so many great characters and then they killed them all off when the sanctuary's raided. There's the child and they can't really kill her because she's a child. There's Nazir who they can't really kill because he gives all the contracts, and then there's just 2 random initiates and you.
I just
It's
want to say
like
they
they
kill
killed
off
off-
the best, most interesting characters. Like the vampire
Yeah.
and Nazir are like the 2 most boring people in the Brotherhood.
Yeah, I don't really like the child, but they can't kill her because she's a child.
Yeah.
No,
He's not
they
a
don't
child,
let children die.
Like
But
keep my
then
boy
everyone else,
Vizara,
it just-
man. I think that's his name, right? The Argonian one. They should have kept him alive.
Oh yeah, I like the hard.
Yeah,
like,
Bizarre,
that's cool.
yeah.
It would have been so much better than fucking Nazir. But whatever.
Then the werewolf dies.
Yeah.
The last time I played the Dark Brother, I just noticed the old man. I didn't even know what happened. I never found his body. Then I look outside on the tree, and there he is with like 500 arrows.
You didn't
in him.
notice that before?
Yeah, I didn't notice that at first because it was almost always nighttime when I went there.
Damn.
I never noticed that.
That was the first thing I saw the first time I did it. And I thought,
Yeah.
Damn. He's dead.
That was your first clue that shit went down, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Though, back to the Thieves Guild, though, it seems like they could be kind of morally better because of their standards, but it also depends on the leader.
Who's
at the time.
like running? Yeah.
And also
Mercer
remember
face-ups.
they have a pretty I wouldn't say strict thing, but they have a thing about don't kill people. Like they
Yeah.
don't want to hurt
I
people
mean, it's not
physically.
super
They just
strict,
just
but-
want to take their shit.
Yeah.
No, that also brings up the question: what happened to their What happened to the true leader? Because we don't see the Gray Fox at all, like other than like a side mention. But you'd think that mask or something more tangible of him would be existing.
I'm not familiar with the lore about that. Who's the Grey Fox?
Oh, I saw this one theory video
The
recently.
Great
It was,
Fox is the leader of the Thieves Guild during the
Yeah.
Oblivion Crisis.
I saw this
Ah,
one
okay.
lore thing on Rune. You know Rune from the Thieves Guild? Well, some say like there's a line in the letter that you can find lying around the Radway, and it's like your parents have seemed to be erased from history, and they say, and the Grey Fox says that as well. So somehow maybe the curse going to be re-established on the Grey Cowl, and maybe his parents were the Grey Fox, and now they're who knows where. That's
that-
one theory, apparently.
Who's?
Rune, it's the guy who doesn't know who his parents are. He just had some rune, and he uses all his money, hire private investigators to try to find out where he came from. But a letter says that his family has been like erased from history or something, and that's exactly what the Gray, cowl does.
So that also brings up that it's not exactly the Gray Fox himself that lives forever, but it's whoever's wearing it. They
Yeah.
become the Gray Fox. So where's the mask now? Because the last person we know who had the mask is now the Mad God. So, I mean, there's that.
Maybe it's just in his personal
that.
collection.
The champion of Tamriel eventually becomes the
Sheogorath.
That's it.
Danger Prince of Madness.
We've brought that up every single podcast now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
It's maddening.
Hey!
Jeez.
All right. Anyone else got any additional thoughts? Were you about done with that?
I would just say that even though the Dark Brotherhood's just really bad, the fact that they can actually do like really good in a sense because of the way they do their contracts, well, I guess this also kind of goes back to like their original sort of rivals, the Molag Tall. They could be like hired to kill like really top officials in like bad organizations. We could actually hire them to kill some Thalmor officials if we could, part of the new expansion maybe, or game.
Yeah, but if it is recently after Skyrim, most of the Dark Brotherhood is obviously gone, and I doubt they would be ready to start expanding as far as Valenwood and stuff.
Well, I mean, they already have one official death on their tally.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
so
that's
is
true.
it canon that the Dawnstar sanctuary after you've done that quest, they're the only Dark Brotherhood in Tamriel, right? Or is there more?
I mean, there could be other hidden ones that they never knew about that could just be operating in the silence, but who knows?
Because if it's just them, honestly, the Dark Brotherhood's dead.
Yeah, they could expand maybe eventually, but it's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
I think there's only two other, because Cicero I think mentioned it in his journal that I think there's one branch, I think in Valenwood is still around, but other than that,
Right.
I think there's only But that
Honestly,
would
I think
also
they're gonna
bring
die
up the
off.
chance to be in Valenwood.
Didn't
Maybe.
they in the Elder Scrolls Legends card game, didn't they make an expansion or a story expansion based on the Dark Brotherhood? I don't really know what happens in that, but that might explain something. I'm not sure.
Possibly. Alright, let's move
I don't
on.
know.
I think we've covered everything. Damn. Oh wait, no, never mind. The Elder Scrolls or Fallout, and why? Which is better?
Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
Some people argue that Fallout's more unique. It's not just medieval, but the thing is, Fallout's not even Bethesda's game technically because it was someone else's game beforehand.
Another company's IP, but they had to sell it.
Yeah, and Elder Scrolls, it's more awe-inspiring. In my opinion, is Fallout just can I go back in the vault? Do I really have to be in this wasteland where everything sucks?
I heard that Bethesda's working on a more space-like game now.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Sci-fi game.
Starfield. Should be interesting. Alright, so...
That's
Oh wait, Volteer, what do you say? Were you Elder Scrolls as well?
what?
Were you Elder Scrolls as well, or Fallout? Which is better? You didn't answer.
What was the question again? Elder Scrolls or Fallout?
Fallout,
Yeah.
yeah.
Depends on the game.
Okay,
That is also good.
Fallout 4 versus Skyrim.
Skyrim.
Alright.
It's unanimous.
Yep. Elder Scrolls
Yeah.
is better. Alright, okay, this is a bit of a weird one. What is your favorite bandit camp in Skyrim, and why?
Ooh, the Valthium Towers.
Yes, I agree. 100%.
One, you always go by in the main story if you do that, and if you actually use the roads, it's always one of the ones you have to go by,
Yeah,
and it's just so cool. That's the bridge.
exactly.
It's well thought out, in my opinion. It's a good location.
Yeah.
I don't
agree
really have a
100%.
favorite one. I just clear them all out and slaughter the people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that weird guy who always takes the path that leads past Vladimir Shame to go to Iverstead. But my favorite is actually Robert's Gorge because it's actually got a little bit of story to it, and strategically, it's a pretty good bandit camp unless you count the magical gravity defying horses we get.
Horse.
Right.
Fuck logic because horses.
Yeah, Robert's Gorge is probably the second favorite.
I mean, also with the addition, when you read the journal, you actually see this conflict between the two camps, which it'd be interesting if you waited long enough to actually maybe dialogue between the two, see a civil war between the two, factions, because it's obvious that there's going to be a mutiny, and it would be cool to see that mutiny if it ever actually came
really
to fruition.
Well, another one's definitely White River Watch because the blind guy.
Yeah. Ulfa's book.
Yeah, the depressing book he has.
And you see, that brings
I
up an
love that
interesting
book.
point. Would you want to see a joinable bandit faction in Elder Scrolls 6?
I feel like
They did introduce something like that in Fallout 4 in the Raiders in that DLC. So
Yeah,
it could happen. I don't think it will, but it could.
what the? Okay.
But
I'm confused.
that'd be kind of tricky one to do because of the way the bandits there's like no real like distinction between the bandits, because when you bring all the bandits together, they don't attack each other. There's no factional differences between them. So to bring that into the fold, it'd be something you'd have to work on.
Yeah, true.
I mean, they could do like that where there's separate factions of bandits, and you can always see them like fighting. And just make Elder Scrolls 6 a real war game, and because the war was really lacking in
game
this
of
game.
Warzone, essentially.
Yeah, because that's the
Warzone
thing.
through the
Skyrim is just bandits mostly, but like instead of doing that, they could just make it so there's always tons of battles going on throughout the map. Like almost always, like in locations will be marked as like battles, and once you clear them out, like maybe once you clear out a battle zone, you can maybe start a settlement there, or as someone said, the fort system.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be really cool.
A little off topic, but does everyone else agree that they kind of underutilized the aspect of the Civil War in Skyrim?
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Like I
Okay.
enjoyed it the first time, but after a while,
It's not even a war. It's literally not a war.
it's just going around.
It's a
fighting
few scraps,
things.
if
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like the first time I played through it, I was expecting like this huge battle at Solitude with like
Same
hundreds of men. I was so underwhelmed. It was just
Yeah,
like,
I don't think the
10
PS3 or
soldiers.
Xbox 360 could handle that.
No.
Yeah,
it
probably
can't,
not.
no.
That'd still be fun.
hopefully
I
we
actually-
see something like that in Elder Scrolls 6.
I actually read the script for how they're originally going to do it, and if they had kept it as they should have, it would have been amazing.
Maybe that's what they mean with the how they're saying, oh, we can't do Elder Scrolls 6 because we don't have the right technology or whatever. Maybe that's what they're meaning. They're waiting for the new consoles to come out so they can do massive battles. That would be
Yeah.
fun.
All right. We've pretty much exhausted our topics now. The last one we've got here is, what games do you want to see ESO play on his channel?
I mean, I don't think he
Hmm.
plays shooters, but I'm just gonna say the game I'm playing currently right now, Battlefront 2, because obviously that's a great game.
Which
new
one?
one?
New or old?
The new one.
Hey, I actually love the new one. It's so fun.
Yeah, I like the new one. I mean, it's not even as bad as people say.
The
Though,
campaign's a
then
bit
again, I haven't-
boring, but
Yeah,
the
the
multiplayer's
campaign's
good.
pretty bad. Though I'm
Basically, the
lagging right now,
campaign is
so-
just a bunch of like multiplayer
Tutorial.
modes mixed into a campaign.
Yeah.
I'm glad they made it canon though. You know, it's something.
Yeah. I was actually on board with the theory that Ray, the Ian Versio, and what's his face? I don't even remember his name. Were Ray's parents.
Yeah,
I
but
was
they kind of
honestly fine with that.
they
they
destroyed
ruined
that in the
with-
DLC.
Yeah. The quote unquote DLC that has like 2 missions.
Yeah. Hey, at least it was free.
How
Alright.
much was the DLC?
It's
free. Like everything right now in Battlefront 2 is free.
All DLC
Okay.
for it is going to be free, basically to apologize for the first one.
Yeah. And the first game, the first EA one was pretty bad.
I
did
didn't
not like
play
that
it.
one.
The only reason I bought the second one was because Darth Maul was in the trailer.
EA, where franchises go to die.
Yep.
I don't know why, but I feel like ESO might have some fun playing Sea of Thieves. I don't know why.
I want him to play that because I really wanted that game, but I also don't because I feel like that would just make me hate myself for being a PlayStation user.
He should play that with if he played that and streamed it with Ultimate Immersion and Kim, that would be amazing. That'd be so fun.
Because other than that, I guess the other one would maybe be, what's that game called? It's the book. Oh, Metro Exodus. I've heard some things about that. I'm not sure how it's going to be because I'm thinking it's sort of like a grittier Fallout in a way.
As long as he doesn't play Fortnite, I'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah,
Just
same.
screw Fortnite.
He's said before that he's never going to play Fortnite. He says it looks bad. So that's pretty good. All right.
I mean,
fine. Yep. Go ahead.
Awkward silence.
What were you
yes.
saying, Genzo?
Personally, what the game I'm looking forward to this year is Kingdom Hearts 3, but I don't think that'd be something he would want to play. Or I don't know. Maybe.
There's this new game. I don't know if ESO has a PlayStation, but I don't know when it's going to be coming out. But it has the voice actor of Maul from the Clone Wars voicing the main character,
Oh shit.
and it's like a zombie game. That's supposed to be super immersive. There's tons of different scenarios based on what time of day it is and all kinds of stuff, but I have no idea what the release date.
That's pretty
Are
good.
you talking about Metal Gear Survive?
No, it's Days Gone, I think it's called. There's been like some gameplay from I think EA, not EA, E3, but you know, whatever.
All right. Final topic before we wrap it up. It's a weird one, I know, but what is your guys' favorite kind of juice?
Juice.
Yep.
Fruit punch.
All right. What about you, Volteer? What's your favorite type of juice?
Type of juice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vegetable.
Vegetable. Interesting. And you, Ganzel?
Is that even a juice?
Yeah, it's a juice. Yeah.
Oh, juice. Okay. This is going to be an odd one because as a kid, what I would do is that I would take the fruit punch mix and mix it with lemonade and orange juice
Yes.
powder. I would just mix it all together.
Swamp water?
It
It's
was
the non-carbonated version of swamp water, essentially.
it was so like it left such a weird taste in your mouth, but I just couldn't stop drinking. It's like I know I shouldn't be drinking this, but I just can't stop. I don't know why I did that.
Does the blood of my enemies count as a juice?
I mean if you squeeze it out of someone, I guess it is a juice.
I decided I'm
dark.
gonna ask all the new guests what their favorite type of juice is. You know, just so I can know. All right, that's enough awkward silences. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. It's been fun.
And just remember to drink water.
Nah, juice is good.
This video has been sponsored by water.
H2O.
Hydrogen monoxide.
All right, so you can go follow LaserTazor on Twitch at twitch.tv/LaserTazor. Ben, anywhere you want to advertise?
No, I mean I have a YouTube channel, but I don't post anything.
All right, you, Genzo?
Same as up here, YouTube/GanxolGaming. I'll send you a link down below, I think, maybe.
Yep.
I don't know.
It'll be in the description, so yeah.
Special links for me, but I do periodically hop into the voice chat and in the music voice chat and start singing.
He does.
So if you see me in there, that's probably what's going to be happening.
All right, it's been fun. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic day, everyone.